It's more drop points at home. This is Hearts standard. This is Hearts Standard. I'm Craig Cairns, that's Joe Sked. We've just watched Hearts draw 1-1 with Kilmarnock. Joe, that was another frustrating home display and result.
It was because you're coming into it thinking, so there was twofold. Coming into it, just win the game. And if you can win the game convincingly with a comfortable performance, it just energises everyone again. Going to Celtic Park, you've got that at least 2 point lead going to Celtic Park. Adds a wee bit of confidence, a wee bit of pep in your step. Going to Celtic Park as to now with their new manager, and you're kind of going to Celtic Park with not a familiar feeling because we're still top of the league, but it's one of those where it's not as the feeling's not maybe as positive as it could have been by winning tonight. Out of those two things that you wanted, just win, good performance. I mean, neither happened.
So close to getting the window. We'll kind of go back to the start of the game. 5 changes. Were you surprised by many with the amount of changes?
Surprised by the amount and Alan Forrest. I just didn't think we'd be starting Alan Forrest again. And listening to McInnes afterwards when he talked about wanting to play with wingers. Want to play with 2 fullbacks, be positive, get the balls into the box. You can understand it. So it's Zabak shots. It's not deemed ready yet to make that impact. So that's why you've got Forrest on one wing, Kazaridis on the other, and Borkovic. I think everyone was quite happy with that. Surprised by maybe Halkett dropping out rather than I thought maybe it would have been Finlay dropping out and McCart coming in.
I didn't even consider it, but when I saw the lineup and because of the middle of 3 games in a week, I thought it made sense. It happened the last time Hearts played 3 games in a week.
Yeah, so you can understand it. Largely quite happy with the lineup. Thought the team started really well. Tried to engage Kabori early on. There was a pass from Borkovic, he got wiped out. Devlin into Kabori, and when they tried to find him, I thought he made things happen. He looked lively. Everything didn't come up, which was going to be the kind of story of his game. And then it can just hit a lull in the first half, and you get to the end of the first half, and again you've got a goalkeeper who's not been, like Ward at Motherwell, not been the best in Olayemi. Kilmarnock, he's had his moments, but one shot on target. Kabori misses I need to see it again. I was going to call it a gilt edge, but I don't know if it was kind of stretching. The XG was 0.85, which suggests it was gilt edge, but I would need to see it again. It was a great cross from Borkovic. But again, Hearts got into really good positions. The decision making and execution was just so frustrating, and at times in the first half I just thought it was a wee bit predictable.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. The first few minutes, I don't know how long it was in the game that I said to you. I said it looks like Kabori's going to get a goal because he looked sharp, and he, like you say, he was making those runs to the right, and Borkovic was finding him, and he was a bit of a still very just always seems to be on the edge.
Yes,
always seems to be on the edge of like brilliance or disaster. I don't know. It just feels like it always is like that. Just the sort of chaotic way that he carries himself and plays.
Any chance I can get an interview, boys?
No, you're alright.
I'm Cowan Devlin's cousin, mate.
Okay, go.
I'm joking. Have a nice night.
You too. And I mean, I was going to jump ahead a wee bit there. I mean, I actually thought that the Braga chance in the second half was the one. That was the one because there was opportunities to either square a pass for somebody else, and Braga had a chance to pull the trigger there, and like you say, did not test the keeper enough, and that was one of those opportunities where they maybe should have. Kabori had one not too long before that as well.
Yeah, exactly, and that was so the second, like the way the second half developed. The frustrating element for me was that where it felt a bit rushed or poor decision making in the final third, and like frustrating, like someone taking too many touches, someone not looking up and getting their head up and playing a pass, someone not just having that kind of killer instinct that Shankland had with his excellent goal, his excellent finish. And then just as the game, I just felt like Kilmarnock felt like there was something there for them, and I felt that they built into the game pretty well, or not pretty well, but they built into the game and felt a wee bit more confident, seeing some of the chances they had at the end of the first half, and I just felt that there was always that tension in the defensive third for Hearts, and I felt that tension around the ground. And then as the game progressed, they made, I think it was a triple change. They actually got a better 11 on the pitch, or the 11 was better with David Watson coming on, Dackers coming on, Liam Power coming on, and then Hearts. I disagree. This is where I very much disagreed with Derek McInnes, in that the second half I didn't think Hearts had good control. As the game progressed towards the end point, I just thought that.
Not towards the end of the game. I think parts of the second half.
So I think I agreed in the sense that he was like, he talked about the first half having control and the start of the second half having control. But I thought certainly the second half of the second half, or the closing stages of the second half, I thought Hearts had no control.
Yeah.
And it just everything was rushed. There was times where McInnes got his foot on the ball and made some really good passes and controlled things and calmed everything down. But it was too much like everything was trying to be 100 miles an hour, or they were just trying to force the issue, and it just kept giving the ball back to Kilmarnock and allowed them to knock it forward and attack. And you go back, Derek McInnes compared it to Celtic's, like tonight Celtic win 1-0, and sometimes 1-0 is good enough, but I do think that for a team at the top of the league at home to Kilmarnock, see if you've not been playing very well, you just take the sting out of the game, you push them further back, you just don't allow them to build momentum. I thought Hearts allowed them to build momentum. I know it was a really bad mistake from Schwallow 2 days after me writing positively about him, so that is very much my fault, I apologise, but there was a part of it just felt, it didn't surprise me when it came.
No, it felt like it was coming for a while. I did say to you that I just wanted the game to end with about 7 minutes to go or something like that. There was a real sort of catalyst for that period at the end, I felt, where sort of summed it up both ways for Hearts, where Spittle had the ball in a good position, and Braga, I don't know who was at fault, but Braga didn't make the run and Spittle tried to make the pass. Hearts conceded, and then it was like Hearts could not keep the ball for the rest of the game after that, and you just Kilmarnock weren't creating loads of chances. There was a really good save from Schwallow just before his error, and as McInnes said, he thought that was it. He thought they had sort of weathered the last sort of thing that they were throwing at it, and it's hard to be too critical of Schwallow, but at the same time, I don't know, it is a mistake, and I mean you can put it down to why Hearts haven't gone away with the 3 points, but I just feel like Hearts should have been further ahead than a goal when he's saving that shot anyway.
That's it. It's like you build on that Lawrence Shankland goal, especially against a team like Kilmarnock, who have not won in 8 now. Came into the game with 1 point out of the last 7. So you just like that's Shankland gets that goal. You go on, and really good teams go on and win 2-3-0. And unfortunately for Hearts, Hearts are going to be a good team, but at the moment it's just this kind of sticky patch they're going through, and a lot of it's not coming off for them. Players are off the boil, poor decisions, frustrations. So it's a wee bit disappointing.
Is there anything else you want to add? I'm going to check the time quickly before we. I think we're all right. I think we're all good. Just any other business, and then we'll get here. It's going on midnight, by the way, guys. Don't say we don't work hard.
I would say the two refereeing decisions which have Laurie Dunstall, part commentator, he was looking at the lines and the offside for Bruce Anderson, so that looks really, really tight. And we've all seen it with the lines drawn by officials in VAR, so I need to see, that seemed very, very tight.
Someone from the BBC was saying it was Frankie Kent's left
foot, and then the potential penalty. My head was in my laptop at that time, so I didn't see it. You said that he headed his.
Thompson's falling back. The ball's come over across from Hearts' left. He's the left back for Killy. It's sort of come on his middle of the goal, 6-yard box, and it's like he's trying to head it back to the goalkeeper, but he must. I don't know if he's misjudged it, and he's trying to lean back, and then he's just headed it off his own hand. I think that I haven't seen it again, but from first viewing, I thought it's one of those ones where it's close proximity. I don't know if that's different if you hit it onto your own hand, but to me it's still one of those, it's a deflection very close to when it hits his hand, and it probably isn't.
So I would need to see it again.
Aye, anything else? Are we done?
Yeah, probably, I'll cover the rest.
We'll be back in another video where it's short and sweet, this one, because it's, as I say, it's really, really late. Check out everything at heartstandard.co.uk. There's reaction from this game. There'll be more going up over the course of the week, and we will be back at some point soon.